The 8 men accused of beating Sifiso, Thwala and Musa Nene to death at Pampoenkraal farm in Mkhondo, Mpumalanga, about 4 years ago have pleaded not guilty. They are charged with murder, attempted murder, kidnapping and defeating the ends of justice. The accused include farmers, farm managers and security guards and are appearing at the High Court sitting in Middelburg. Newzroom Afrika's Mweli Masilela is following that story for us. Mweli, can you just take us back, if you will, to what happened on the day the incident actually happened, and of course what has transpired in court so far? Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Vuyo. So we are talking about an incident that happened in August 2021 at a farm called Pampoenkraal, as you have mentioned in your introduction, Vuyo. So there's two versions in this particular story, because we know that there was a killing of two people and one left seriously injured. That is Musa Nene as well as Sifiso Thwala. Those are the two victims that passed on after being beaten allegedly by the 8 accused who are here in court now. Of course, they're actually saying that they are pleading not guilty to these charges, but what we have seen since the start of the trial yesterday is that all the 5 witnesses that took to the stand have actually testified against them. So the two versions that I'm talking about, when you look into the state, they are saying that the victims, that is Musa Nene and Sifiso Thwala, were actually on their way home, passing by the farm, which is Pampoenkraal, when they were attacked and beaten by these 8 accused in court. But when you listen to the defense representing those 8 accused, they are saying that these 2 people who were killed and the other one who was injured were actually found to be people who stole sheep at the farm. So those are the two versions. But what we have heard from the witnesses, there's more police officers. They're the ones who started testifying in court. Vuyo. They include the investigating officer. They include also a police officer who was there when an identification parade was conducted. There's also a police officer who testified, that is an expert in terms of taking pictures and collecting evidence at the crime scene. But what we saw today is that there was a key witness of the state that was brought in, that is Mr. Mkhondo. In this particular case, he was also involved in as far as the commission of the crime is concerned. But of course, the state saying that, actually the court actually saying that he is someone who won't be charged if he tells the truth in court. In fact, that was the message from the judge presiding over this case. He was actually detailing also the events of the day, describing how these 2 people who passed on were actually attacked. And when you look into the objects that he's mentioning that were used to attack them, he's mentioning that a nopkiri, for example, was used, a shambok was used, as well as stones. And the manner in which those objects were used, for example, the stones, we are told that 3 stones were used, feet being put on top of some of the stones, and another stones used to hit the feet, and until those people are bleeding. We are told also that pliers were used also to snap the ears, as well as some genitals of some of those victims. So it's actually quite graphic content when you listen to some of the testimony that is coming from Mkhondo, who is the key witness from the side of the state. But of course, the trial is continuing, and it looks like it will take more of like the whole week, as we look into the fact that the state has got about 20 witnesses in as far as this case is concerned. And now that these witnesses have brought in that evidence, of course, the defense, especially Advocate Yap Silias, is expected to be the one who will cross-examine this key witness tomorrow in as far as the presentation of evidence is concerned. So that's the issue so far. But of course, in terms of interviews, we managed to speak to the National Prosecuting Authority. We were mentioning that they believe that they've got a strong case, but when we tried to speak to the defense, they are saying that it's too early. They'll prefer to wait until at least a lot has been deliberated on in as far as this case is concerned.
Mwele Masilela with that update. 8 men accused of beating Sifiso Thwala and Musa Nene to death at Pampoenkraal farm in Mkhondo, Mpumalanga. This happened about 4 years ago. They are all pleading not guilty.